everyone, let's build the 100 Years of Disney Animated Icons by Lego Disney. This is set number 43221. Contains 1,022 bricks. And the set retails for $59.99. Yes, that sounds cheaper than the part count. And the set was provided to me by the Lego Group for early review. Well, I have the box here because this is probably one of the weirdest sets I had to open up. There was no thumb pusher things or any kind of tape. I actually had to cut the box open. So I cut it like that so when I possibly have to do the thumbnail, it looks good from the front. And let me show you here, this is the stuff for building. That's pretty much what it is. Alright, and then we're going to take a look at the manual here. And I still got residue from the box. And I need to get in here and vacuum and stuff. I haven't done that yet. So this set here is a bit different in terms of building style. We have bag 1. You have one bag 1, one bag 2, one bag 3, and several bag number 4s. So then you have to build this frame. And so bag 2 builds the frame. And then bag 3, I think, does some of the artwork. Let's take a look here. Bag 3 finishes up the frame. And when I find it here, I'll show you. It's kind of funny here. Trying to get to the page here. I'm getting there. And there's several bag number 4s. And you will get the hint here in a second. So this is pretty much how the mosaics are laid out. Just a few steps. And it says it has 72 ideas included. So after you're done building these, they give you a few of them to build, which we're going to build the ones from the manual. And these right here, it looks like when it's done, that's pretty much what we're doing. So basically you would just copy the picture or you can download the building guide. And all these can be built simultaneously. Okay. So what I'm proposing to do is just do the ones that the manual provides. And yeah, but most of these are not too bad. And at first I thought this was like a little picture frame, but it's not. All right, let's build it. Starting with bag 1. And it comes with a brick separator. Well, it should, because when we get to bag 4, you'll see what I mean. All right, so we have Mickey Mouse here. And they have him as a little painter. He must obviously be a righty because he's got the brush in his right hand. All right. And you get a paintbrush here that has, if I can even pick it up, with a blue tip. Now, I did check that 4K video that I did, and I'm not doing 4K. Now I know why I didn't really bother with it. I think maybe a setting might be off or something. I'll have to read up on everything, but yeah. So we do a little picture frame here next. And yeah, this is a set here I probably normally would never buy, but we're gonna give it a whirl. Well, I have to. I'm doing a review on it, but we're just gonna see how it goes. And for $60 for 1,000 pieces, so far it doesn't look too bad. But you'll see here at the very end here what's going to happen. And Oh, you think you'd gave us some 2x10s if I know where we're going with this. All right. Yep, another allergy day. This time the camera's pointing straight down because that's how I'm doing it. Kind of wish, though, I had a way to do the multiple angles. Someday I may do it. I actually got that separate camera. Maybe I should. It was just trying to do stuff uncompressed. YouTube doesn't even know how to handle it. All right. Alrighty. So I'm kind of breezing through reviews right now. I'm trying to nail out as many as I can without degrading the quality. And trying to just get them done here. Like I said, Lego doesn't give us a whole lot of time to really enjoy the build. So I try to enjoy it as much as I can on a deadline. Not too bad. So it's kind of the bummer there. It's just dealing with that. And you get several of these, like 32 of these right here. I was going to order a bunch, but I think I may not have to do that. Maybe just the corners. I still haven't placed that Lego order yet. You know, there's some parts I'd like to get a hold of. There's some foliage pieces, but trying to trim down the order. I give myself a very harsh budget, and sometimes, well, most of the time, I go over budget real easily. So I just space things out a bit more. And then we flip it back over, and then right here. Yeah, so far the build's not terrible, and you have to do Technic in here. Isn't that cool? Yeah. Alright, we're going to need that here. So they give you just enough in here to build just a few of the items. But I'm sure you could probably make this a regular picture frame, a little bit of modification, and you can just do that if need be. All right. Okay, make sure these things are bent a little bit. And these go right here. And then we take the jumper plates. Tells you to bend it a bit more. So do it like that. So you're supposed to make, I think, up to 12 little mosaics, little pixel arts. And you just drop them in. Okay. That's what it does. So it sits like that on the counter. Forgot to put the Mickey Mouse thing on the top. Oh, that was the last step. Never mind. Whoops. That wanted to fly around there. There you go. And I was just thinking of a tutorial, and Lego now almost pretty much provides me with the parts to do it. I just have to get going on the tutorial. I may not have the right colors to complete it, but I will. And that says Disney 100. Look, that's kind of cool, huh? Nice and metallic. Not sure what this says here. So basically, it's just a little adorable mosaic set is what it is. So you're going to be now at this point here. We haven't hit bag 2 yet. Well, I don't want to spoil it. Of course, you could spoil it yourself if you want to fast forward, but or if you've already watched the review. But if you're just tuning in, yeah, I'm looking at the bin right here is off camera. You can see it just a little bit. And that right there is bag 4. It's a large bin, probably about half full. But like I said, you know, looks can be deceiving, so. And right now what I'm doing is I'm going through a bunch of Lego sets, and I'm going through them in such a way that I'm trying to do all the larger sets first while I have free time. And then if I have a busy day, I can do some of the smaller sets. So I'm not getting so far behind in doing reviews. I have a couple of summer fun projects I'd like to build, but I don't know if I'll get to them. Use this here to straighten out the tiles. There we go. And that's how you make a 100, huh? And that's it pretty much for bag 1. You just stick this in there. Not too terribly bad. Yeah, you really have to snap that in there. That's nice. Really nice. You can fold it up and do all sorts of stuff with it. Then you have the Mickey Mouse. He sits on this. Not too bad, huh? And that, folks, is what we have remaining. And yeah. Okay, we're going to be moving on to bag 2. We're building part of the frame. It shows you the full frame, but you're only building half of it. So 1/2 of the large picture frame. Okay, and so far, yeah, the parts look normal, right? I'll wait till you get to the end. Well, like I said, you know, we're getting there. When I was doing the unboxing, I'm like, oh, this is not too bad. And then it's like a slap in the face. And that's pretty much what it is. And then yeah, so far the colors are kind of bland. As far as for build quality, well, that picture frame looks pretty cool. And it's keeping my interest so far. I haven't grown tired of it or anything yet. You get plenty of these. So if you're looking for these for something, there you go. I wish they made a quarter for this, because then you could do that. They use these right here. This is obviously the middle. You can hang on the wall. Kind of wish this hanger was tucked behind there. You don't have to see it. And I already read through the manual. You really can't. You can't come in here and you know, build a head and make multiples. I looked at it, I thought maybe I could, and I read through it, I thought, well, it'd be a little challenging even for me, so I thought, no. This will give you a general idea if you ever want to make a picture frame or something. You know, white pieces on a white countertop don't really help out much. Yeah, the workbench is sure cluttered, huh? Sure tell that this is one of the corners. I hope I don't have to build two of them. Doesn't show. So far, the speed of the build's kind of average so far. That's pretty good. You just join that together. And yeah, and I'm hoping this one kind of goes fast because I got a bunch of big. Matter of fact, I got a bunch of sets coming in. I only have a handful of big ones coming in. And I really like to get done with these as soon as possible. Yeah, Lego sure bring out a lot of sets. And need some 1x5s. There we go. And 1x2s. Oh no, first we got to put this in here. Take it goes there, kind of, I don't know. And all right, I can see why this one's different now. What you're honking your horn for. And then you flip it over. And you could barely see it though. There's a plate in there. It's this one right here. So sometimes the colors on this are kind of hard to see. Boy, I wish they would put a highlight on it. And we flip it back around. Those fit almost perfect around there, don't they? And this goes right in here. Yeah, not too bad. Okay, so now we put this here. And I guess the next step is a 1x2. And that's exactly what goes in there. You think they would have included this over here at the beginning. And then we just continue on with these here. So you wouldn't really want to build this one here. When I read through the manual, that's all I always tell you to read ahead about this right here. These are not quite duplicates or mirrors, unless you have two manuals, but trying to build two things at the same time would be rather brutal. Just going to set that right there. And you get some heart. I don't have a lot of heart tiles. There we go. And now we continue on. Kind of looks like watermelon colors, doesn't it? There we go. Yeah, if you notice there's some jumping in the video, I don't want to blow my nose in your ears, so I'm just kind of editing those parts out. And yes, those do go around perfectly. You just have to kind of figure out what you're going to do with that corner there. Okay, and then here, another one of these. On the box, it looked like a little tic-tac-toe board. So you probably could use it as a tic-tac-toe game if you choose. Okay, just go right in the middle. You got to make 4 of those too. I'm just gonna make them and install them one at a time. Shade, it looks sloppy though. I know, right? But we're not done yet. Okay. And then we have a 1x10 here in gray. I'm assuming it goes in the middle there. And yes, some 3x3 blue plates. Great for vehicles. Let's stick the studs on there first. They're a little easier to put on. And now it goes in here and locks all that together. You may have to wiggle and jiggle this one a little bit here. Yeah, I'm having a hard time. Maybe easier if I look on the back here. Yeah, this is starting to come apart. So best thing is look at the back, and now I can see what I'm doing. There we go, and then I can flip it back around and really secure it. And from what I can tell though, this is meant to be kind of like a collaborative build, or more than one person can build this set. Obviously, somebody else could build the second half of this frame, and you can join 2 pieces together. One person could build the little picture frame, and then you can start working on the pixel art. So, and that's pretty much how far we've gotten so far. It kind of looks like a window, or you know, one of those little family frames. You stick all the family photos in there. And hope I'm not off frame here. No, I'm not. And that's it. You know, that's it for bag 2. And this is what we have remaining right here. And we're ready to go with bag 3. And I think I forgot to mention today is May 23rd, 2023. And actually, it kind of worked half and half today, half from work and half from home. And it's quiet here. Nobody's here today. It's nice. I'm enjoying it while it lasts. Because it won't be like that for a while. Yeah, I mean, it will be like that for a while, but for how long, I don't know. And yes, I do enjoy those quiet days. Back in the old days, it was too quiet around here. Now it's like, Well, it's pretty noisy around here now. I need to start pulling out all these white pieces here. I'm looking for a heart. There we go. And right there. If anybody on here has the Lego Life app, you're more than welcome to follow me on there. I do actually drop on there is some previews of some new projects coming out. A lot of the guys who like kind of steal my ideas and build them for themselves don't really post, don't really go on there. It's for little kids. But just something to show off my building skills and stuff like that. I don't post that much on there. It's just something I do for fun. And Instagram is just so saturated, so I just don't use it as often. And I am not getting the phone today. Yeah, if it's unavailable, it must not be that important. Let's move that over there. Okay. I found the other heart tile. We'll hang on to that. I may lose that. You know, it gets me. A lot of these businesses are using the private caller, unavailable, and they get mad. I screen their calls. I'm like, especially like doctors have been doing that. And I'm like my dentist will do that. And I'm like, you know what? If you want me to call you back, don't use that. If you're a business, my business, we don't do that. If I'm calling a client or something or another contractor, it shows up. That's how it is. That's due to respect. But sometimes you'll get these guys, these businesses, well, I don't want them knowing my number. Well, then why are you in business then? You'll really think about it. Why are you in business? I don't understand. I'm trying not to turn this into a rant video. But I'm like, yeah, I knew I was going to need that heart tile. This time I was prepared. If I find it, I'll put it off to the side. All right. I'm grabbing pieces. I'm looking at the far right of the building guide. Shouldn't do that. All right. Making sure we're recording here. Lately, I've been having issues with the recording, so. So we're pretty much just building different styles of these little Mickey Mouse heads poking out through the corners. I mean, so far I know the colors are kind of on the dull side right now. But you have to go with this one here a little bit. I've got to put a piece in there. Oh, we already got those pulled out, so I guess we can. See, I mean, you couldn't do, that's why I read ahead in the manual, because there was no way I could break this up into duplicates or mirrors. There's just no way you could have done that. I was trying to find a faster way. Maybe this is going to take some time after all today to get this done. Jay, what's the hurry? I got a bunch of sets I got to get going. That's right. You know, I already have a few unsubs for it already, because most people like subbing to me for the mocks, but you know, but you know, they don't get it that there's parts in here like these I could use for a modular. I mean, literally, and a lot of them don't get that, and put that together there. And then now we fill in the remainder of the areas here. I don't know why we didn't do that one when we had the chance. Okay. We're almost halfway done with this manual here. Matter of fact, we're 75% done, but don't let that fool you. Like I said, we're getting to that point, guys and gals, where you'll see what I mean here. You'll see what I mean here. Like, Jay, what are you complaining about? It's not so bad. Whoops, that doesn't go there. Oh, I gotta use the brick separator. Kind of forgot to put a part in over here. All right. It's already 12 o'clock already. And no, I have not been sleeping well. I'm not used to the hot weather right now. It's going to take me a while to adjust. Okay. And we got to make 4 of these and stick them in here. This is almost something you'd see like maybe in an 18 and up set. Let me move these over here. A lot of these projects that Lego has been sending me are just pretty big. Like I said, usually I do mocks. They're hard to do on here. It depends on the size. Tutorials are real easy. Like when I first started getting into all this, my projects were very small. And I thought, well, a spare bedroom will do. Whoa. You know, and that's kind of where I left it as, and just kind of outgrew this room here. Have a film. We're going to put those 2 studs in there. Yep. All right. And there we go. I mean, it's not a bad little project so far. It's keeping my interest. I kind of want to see how this goes together. And then we stick that in there. And I'm sure now I think we're ready to almost join these pieces up. Okay, well, I can't see it, so I got to go backwards here. There we go. There we go. Okay, now we're ready to put these in here and are ready to join. Too bad there was no way they could have seen this together a bit better there. You know, if these are up higher, I don't know. I mean, maybe one day they'll make a piece that'll fit in there. Or they could have just shoved this. This is the same height, Lego. You could have just done that and just not even have those pieces in there. Would have been better, too. Wouldn't look as bad as that. It kind of looks, it just looks incomplete there. Whoa. Yeah. Oh, and my new shot, by the way, the camera will actually be on a tripod mounted onto the wall. I got this little arm that I can move the camera around. It's only good for hand cams anyways. Okay, now we got to join these 2 pieces together. Tell you now, I forgot to put the ears on that. No, I didn't. I guess we put those on later. Okay. And these probably go in next. Yeah. We're just going to do all this right now. We're almost done with this frame here. And then once we're done with the frame, and these probably go in these corners underneath, or the center parts, they'll probably tell me to flip it upside down. So I must have forgot these here. Now, if you forget them, then stick them in there. So, and then the ear things go on the top. I could have just done this while we were here at the beginning, unless they kind of fall off. And there's the picture frame. Okay. Bag 4, and this is going to be the interesting one. So first you're going to need the pieces out of the bulk bin, which are 6 8x8 plates. You're going to need the brick separator, definitely. Keep your picture frame in handy. But there we go. Let's pull these out here. So you get a bunch of these in the bags. There's like a total of 11 of these. There's one there we use, so you're going to have a few extras. Now, here is the joke. You can't see much yet. The remainder of the build is nothing but little tiny pieces. I kid you not. Lots of 1x1s and 1x2s. So, if this is not up your alley, this is what will probably scare some people off here. And we're just going to go ahead and dive right on in. And I got so many boxes up here, it ain't even funny. But I don't know my Disney characters, so forgive me on that one. And if you're one of those that kind of complains that I don't know my figures, you may want to watch another channel. All right, we're going to build, I don't know what this is. So basically what these are is just pixel art. Now, I'm just going to start grabbing bins here. I'm looking for white corners. So I'm going to start dropping in all the white pieces in a bin. And if you're building this, you may want to sort by color at this point. You know, it's going to be a lot. You can see I think the first part is probably 250 pieces. And the remainder of this is just a lot of small stuff. So, yeah, you will be in a workout for this. It's not going to be a hard build, it's just going to be annoying. Because, matter of fact, I'm going to set this up against the wall here. And let me get some containers here. Doesn't matter what number these are. Because I'm just going to start sorting by color right now. I'm looking for I mean, you only got to do 12 of them. I only got to do like 11 of these now, but what are you going to do when you run out of containers? I don't know. Or what you could do is say, okay, I'm looking for a flesh tone piece. Okay, well, I found this one here, but I'm looking for corners. Why don't you start pulling all the flesh tones out until I get to the right one. And don't worry, the further you go, the faster it'll be. You can build. So this is going to be one of those sets to where you are going to have to go through every one of these. And I'm trying not to rant here about the little stuff. And when I get these offers, I have no clue what they are. And will this be boring? I don't know. I have no clue yet. I used to do a lot of mosaics when I was just starting out into Lego because they were interesting. And it kind of brings up a thing, though. I used to do fan art back in the day. And the thing about doing fan art is, I did a lot of the stuff, pixel art. I did mosaics for fans and stuff like that, and signs. If anybody remembers doing signs back in, like on MySpace days, I used to do a lot of that stuff until people got ungrateful, and that's when I stopped doing them. So I just kind of stopped doing the fan signs, the fan art, and I guess the quiet times are over now. Looking for the little quarter round tiles here. So before you begin building this, here's the deal. Just pre-sort everything by colors, and that's the only suggestion I could make, is just to sort it all out by colors. Okay. Jay, that's a lot of stuff to go through. You betcha it is. And this is what you'll be doing the whole time. I'm looking for a 1x1 plate. I knew I threw one in the bin, but I may have to grab that one out. So, not sure. This could be Goldilocks for all I know. I don't know. And then I need 2 of these in cool yellow. Hope you can see what I'm doing here. Okay, the cool yellow goes in there. You can sort as you go, or you can just do whatever. I need to find one of these plates that go here. So now this is where the bulk of the time is going to be consumed, is doing this. So, like I said, we're just going to start pulling out some parts right now. And then if I see one that I need, I'll just put it in. At least this one's got the highlights on there, and each one of these mosaics is only 3 steps, but you don't take into the account of how many little parts you're going to have to go through. Like I said, if you ever built one of these, built a mosaic completely by freehand, they take us several hours to do. Still looking for the cool yellow stuff here. I got regular yellow. There it is. The very first one is kind of, I don't know. My hands are going to get a workout. I think that might be it. Okay, we finished one. And that's it. And then we're just going to pop them in the frame here. They snap right in place. Doesn't look too bad, and that's what it looks like in the back. And we'll move on to the next mosaic here. And this one here I could tell is Olaf, so we'll do him next. He's got the bigger parts, so not by much, but it's a little bigger. But like I said, there's a lot of colors in here, just a lot of little parts. So have fun with that. Have fun with it, yeah, guys and gals. You'll be here for a while. Oh, that went in the wrong one. I probably would never find that if it's in there. And I don't think we're meant to use all these parts. I think it's meant for you to take it apart and kind of change the scenes. Like if you have a certain character you like, you can do that. What color is that there? A brown corner tile. And there's printed eyes in here too. So you get everything's printed. You don't have to do anything. Just plug it in, turn it on. Yeah, trying to just get a bunch of stuff done here for summertime. And I notice there's more people on subbing when I do these style reviews, and I'm like, it still kind of boggles my mind though. Like, they'll get mad when I don't answer about where to get parts from. I'm like, guys and gals, watch these type of things. This is where I get the parts from. Oh, Olaf only has 4 steps. Well, Jay, I don't want to watch those videos. Oh, sorry, I can't help you. I can't remember every set that I own. Some people do. Some people actually have a whole, they can remember everything. They even have a whole spreadsheet of sets that they own. Oh, that's a round tile. Let me pull that out of there while we're here. Oh, wait a minute. This is not, this is a jumper plate. We need to pull that out of there. Well, we got lucky. That came out pretty easy. So I think they give you all the parts needed to just make up the 12 of these at a time. And then we have an orange. That's bright orange or plain yellowish orange. This is bright orange. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. That's another jumper plate. No, it's not. Yes, it is. Well, I gotta have to split those apart now. Yeah, but I really sadly don't get to enjoy all these sets. It's just you finish it up, you publish it, you do the next one. Lego kind of has degraded the building experience for that. It's like, here, review all this. You got this amount of time to do them, and it really kind of degrades. I think that might be it, and then I got to go find out what's going on. And I think I forgot some parts on Olaf. Yeah, I got to get some corner tiles in there. So, yeah, I have a feeling that this one here is going to take some time to do. In terms of most of the time will be spent going through parts. And yeah, it's easier doing it by color. But I would be here for about an hour sorting, and it may take that long to go through it and do it at the same time. And that's Olaf right there. And we'll put him inside the little frame. And we'll just do it as we go here. Probably what people are going to do anyways, they're going to set these in the frame here as they go. And so far it doesn't look too bad. Somebody probably would hang in a nursery or something. Now we're going to move on to, that could be Pocahontas or something, I don't know. And that uses a lime green plate. All right, let's get these situated here a little better. And looks like we have, it could be dark brown, but I think it's hard to say if that's brown or black in there. Okay, I see regular brown, okay. That's what we're going to use anyways. Yeah, keep that brick separator handy. You may use that a lot in this. So what we're going to be doing now is breezing through these. What I'm doing is I'm breaking the recording time down a little bit here so I don't have to spend half the time with a big massive part. Just trying to lighten up the load here a bit. And I'm looking for another one of these. And I'm trying to find it now. And yeah, let's get going here. Let's get this done. And we need one of these little corner tiles. I'm hoping they really do have this fully fixed, the reddish brown issue. But don't hold your breath, because I've had dark red starting to get brittle on me, so I try to avoid using that color as much as I can. And I think this might be yellow, maybe flame orange that we're going to be using here next. And we'll keep the... Once I find a part, I'm just going to pull them out to the side. I'll tell you one thing, though. I'm a little bit of a rant here for those who like them. I hate worse when you want to talk to someone or ask someone a question and they're too busy doing that on their phone, texting, and you're trying to talk to them about something important, and that's what they're mostly involved in. And I'm like, dude, I'm trying to talk to you. I've had employees do that too. They'll sit there and thumb while I'm trying to go over something, and I'm like, hey, do that on your break time. Don't do it now. I don't care who you're talking to. I don't care if it's a client. Right now, you know, I'm talking to you. I don't even know if that's orange or... Hard to say. I haven't found any of these half round tiles yet. Maybe it's regular orange. Yeah, we're going to be really going through the stuff here. Yeah, I see square ones, but... So here's the deal. Oh, here's one. If you're colorblind, this may not be a good set for you. Because some colors, even for me, I'm having a hard time distinguishing what they are. And yeah, I'm kind of lost here on some of these. And I'm still doing step one here. But no, back to the phone thing. I'm like, can you put that thing away? You know, and I'm talking about even older ladies and gentlemen doing this too. I'm like, you think it's young kids that do that? I understand from a kid. When it comes to adults, though, it's just like, you know better. Don't be doing that while I'm talking. Especially doing meetings and you see somebody whipping out the phone. And I'll purposely just stop in the meeting. And then the guy sitting there thumbing away, and I'll wait a few seconds, and if he doesn't stop, then I'm like, oh, we're just waiting for you to get done texting. And he'll look, gotta look up. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm like, you could do that some other time, not now. You know, I'm like, put that thing away. You know, we're in a professional setting. You don't need to be doing that right now. Like, I don't get that. I mean, yes, I know it's modern technology. We're connected, but cut the cord once in a while. It's okay. Just cut the cord. Just, you know, it's like right now. Wait a minute. Oh, I messed up here. And sometimes I can never get these tiles up. Well, that came out. But I'm like, some guys just, they don't understand that it's disrespectful, especially you do it on a date too. Now, I've never done that to my friend. Sometimes we're waiting for a meal, we'll just talk while we're on our phones, but you know, like when we're texting somebody or taking a picture of our meals or something like that. But when it comes to when you're talking, like at a meeting or professional setting, just put the phone away. Some people, though, they have to be connected 24/7, and you know, I'm not even gonna try not to hardcore get into that rant, but I'm like, seriously, knock that S off. Sometimes I wish I just reach over and yank the phone out of their hands, but I'm not that ain't high school, and I'm not a teacher doing that. The worst thing you can do is just stop and embarrass them and just be like, oh, we're waiting for you. And everybody else gets mad because what it does is it cuts into their lunch hour. And I'm like, yeah, well, Jay, don't cut in my lunch hour. I'm sorry. You have to be more respectful next time and not do that. There was a kid back in school that did that when the teacher was talking, and she would stop, and we're like, dude, you want to get the hell out of this class. I don't want to sit here and watch you text. All right. Oh wait, this is a round one that goes down. All right. But no, this guy, I remember in class, though, just answered his phone right there when the teacher's talking. Now I see why the teachers got annoyed with it. Oh, wow, I hate to think I know what these are right here, and you guys and gals probably get the reference to that, and that's it. And then we'll pop that right in there. Not too bad. And we got 6 left to do, so it's going to get a little easier as we go. We'll get a cool yellow here. Well, obviously, we know who that is. It's Donald Duck, huh? But I'm like, there's a place and a time for that. And yes, you got to stick this in between these studs here. These are always a pain for me to get in there. There we go. Well, Jay, don't you do that? I try not to. It's just like when I'm driving my car. I turn the thing on. I put it on Do Not Disturb. Or sometimes I'll put my phone in airplane mode. And I'll just go and get in the car and go driving. That's my time. I don't want to be bothered. You know, some of these guys they'll text while they're driving, and especially out here, you'll see them do this, especially the cops. They just text while they drive, and I'm like, why? Well, they're allowed to do that. Well, yeah, they cause an accident. I guess that's on the rest of us, huh? There was a cop out here that did that, and he didn't get in trouble for it. He ran into somebody. They're allowed to do it out here. I mean, I have a hard time focusing if I'm trying to turn the radio station. So what I do is I just use the music player on my phone, put it in shuffle, because it's all songs that I like. I don't have to fiddle with the radio or anything like that. And then I'll just go drive. I'll just drive, you know. I don't have to mess with the radio or anything like that. Just turn it on and go about my business. And that's it. No. And, you know, you hear somebody always say, well, it's these kids and stuff like that. No, it's the adults that do it, you know. It's not the kids, not the teenagers. I hope my nephew's smart enough not to text while driving. When I was younger, you were allowed to do it because not a lot of people had phones back then. You know, only the rich kids had the cell phones in their car, the car phone, or the brick. Oh no, they had the Motorola flip phones back then, but I only know probably 2 people in high school who had a cell phone, and that was it. And they were. Their parents were pretty well off. I didn't even have a pager. I know some guys had the pagers in the 90s, and then the pagers got outlawed real quick in schools just because they were associated with drug use or something like that. And if you had parents that need to get a hold of you, they would just tell them to contact the office, and that's how it was. I remember one time this kid brought his cell phone to school. He couldn't find it, and they were searching, and then he couldn't find it. So what happened was they thought somebody stole the cell phone. They called everybody in, and they wanted to search everybody. And I told them I don't want to be searched. So they sent me off to the side, and I just refused to be searched. Like, I didn't bring the phone in. Why are you punishing me for it? Well, we think you stole it. Where'd the kid leave it at? In his locker. And the school never gave me an apology for that, ever. And I wanted to give the administrators a big middle finger for it. But I was taught you didn't do that, but I kind of wanted to do it. You know. If you don't want your phone getting jacked, and you leave it at home. But unless it's an emergency. It was like a Motorola flip phone. One's with the little keypad that folds down, or the little microphone thing. My dad had one when he was working. Those were the coolest thing, but to bring something like that to school, and now mind you, this is the 90s, and not a lot of people had a cell phone. And the school I went to, very few people even had a car because it was not a lot of people weren't well off back then, and that was it. And that's not bad for Mickey Mouse. What I'm going to do is do 3 of them. I'm breaking the recordings down a little bit here too. That kind of looks like a little quilt in a way. And this one here is just an apple. And then we're using this one here. Now I'm hoping I'm not going to run out of space here, but yeah, it's just sometimes these thoughts just come into my head, and I'm just kind of like, I still remember some of the stuff that went on, and that went on in my life years ago, and it's just kind of, but I still remember that kid who brought his phone to school, and to find out he left it in his locker, and lockers back then, they weren't really secured. And after that, he never brought his phone back to school again. I mean, literally, the instructor literally called the administrators in there. I'm like, I don't know. And I remember telling my parents, and they were about ready to go down there and tear them a new one. And if I wanted a cell phone back then, my dad probably most likely would have bought one for me, but it would have been my responsibility to get a job and pay the bill. But this kid was kind of more, he was entitled to have everything, and those type of kids existed back then too. Oh, I gotta have the latest and greatest technology. I gotta have this. I gotta keep up with the Joneses. That's overrated. It's like, even on here today, even on YouTube, oh, you gotta have the most expensive cameras. You gotta have sponsors. Well, what if you're just doing this stuff as a hobby and you just don't care about all that stuff right now? Yeah, it'd be nice to get partnered with a bunch of companies and get sponsors and stuff, but then again, kind of takes the fun out of it. It's like doing this. Technically, this is kind of like partnering up with Lego in a way. And it just takes the fun out of it. And that's not too bad. We got a couple more pieces left to put on here. So yeah, this is meant to be built with a few people. If you had about 15 people, you could probably blast through this set in probably 10 minutes. And there you go right there. There's the little apple. And then we'll set that right in there. We'll go down like this. And then I'll break my recording and we'll resume. Okay, it looks like we'll be doing Dumbo next. So let's get going on that. Yeah, I remember taking a lot of the electronics and math courses in high school. And you could tell when it was upper division math because there wasn't a lot of people in there. Matter of fact, I think there was only one guy that was in there that was a jock. I don't think that's dark orange. I think that's light orange. But you didn't. That was kind of weird because you saw a jock in this class. Very unheard of. Okay, so it must be light orange. Okay, we'll just pop those out. And this was Calculus 2 or Calculus 3. No, it was Calculus 3, I think. And it's kind of weird if you're a junior in the class with a few seniors. And the upper division courses were just kind of, there was probably like 20 students to begin with. And then right after the first day, people were getting their schedules adjusted. And then, so by the end of the week, though, there'd be like hardly anybody in these classes. Like this one class, there was like literally nobody in there. It's like, what happened? Everybody left, and there was only like maybe 5 of us left in this class, which made it easier to learn because the teacher was only talking to a few of us, not to a whole class, so it got to be more personal. And versus the required courses. These were like preparatory courses for college. And yeah, those were pretty quick to get through. For those who don't know, I like doing math and stuff. I like solving problems. Except if it's drama, then I try to avoid it. Alright, let's see here. And I'm going to need 3 of those. This light nougat is sure going down pretty quick. But you don't really see a lot of, like out here, for example, where I'm at, there's not a lot of people who, sadly, will get out of school. A lot of the kids out here are taking the, you have to really do bad in order to get booted out of high school. And I'm not talking about fight-wise. I'm talking about grade-wise, where, some of these kids are like, oh, I'd rather stay and play video games and hang out with my friends. And then their grades will suffer so bad that they'll get, they have to actually go to a continuation school to make it up throughout the summer and stuff. And I'm just like telling my nephew, don't do that. You don't want to have to drag that out any longer than you have to. I hate studying. Well, I do too, but I did it just because I didn't want to have to do it again. I'm looking for another pink one here. I've seen a lot of round ones, but not half round. There we are. Wait a minute, I'm looking for a pink one like that. A lot of these guys out here now, they that's what they do. They rather sit out and party. And I mean, I was a teenager too. I mean, come on, But then I didn't want to study and stuff like that. But then again, I did it just to, hurry up and get school done. And like I told my nephew, I said, study hard, get straight A's. You don't want to have to do that. You want to get out of there in a hurry. You don't want to stay in there. Yes, it's boring, but it's like work. Except school ends. Once you're done, you get to go to college. And once you're done with that, then your life begins and you could do the fun stuff. Or if you really want to get brave, go to grad school. That's even just as fun. Not, you know. But I'm like, just do that. You don't want to have to spend all that time in school. That's what I did. I got in and out of there quick. I didn't want to deal with it, so I studied. And yeah, so far we're doing good. I'm on this neighborhood app thing, and kind of cracks me up is a lot of people out here when they're trying to type out something. It's almost like hieroglyphics or something like that. I'm like trying to figure out what they're trying to say. Because a lot of them out here, their reading and writing skills is really lacking. I remember having this college professor, and she would say, you need to really, she would not talking to me, but talking to the whole class, you guys really need to really focus on studying hard and understanding grammar. You're going to need it in life. And, you know, you kind of think, well, I'm going to be a computer programmer, so I'm not going to need that, you know. But she ends up being right, because guess what? In order to land a job, I actually had to learn how to write better. So by the time I got done with her class, I was pretty good at writing, and well, to their standards anyways, and that was it. And then I still have a hard time understanding grammar, so even at my age I get some help on things, because, you know, you want to land a job for something, there you go. Yeah, no one's, I mean, I wouldn't, if I look at somebody's resume and I have to decipher what they're trying to tell me, or you know, what they're trying to tell me their employment history is, I don't have time to sit there and decipher. Do I need a plate in there? I need a gray. I don't have any more. It's like I have plenty of those 1x2 flat tiles in my collection, but I'm like trying to decipher what some people are. I'm like, no, I can't. And don't get me started on interviews too. Oh, maybe I could. And there's always that thing, you need to come dressed to impress. I don't really base the person off of dressing wise, because I've had them come in suits and ties and dress up really nice, come in just for a job, and I'm like trying to decipher what he or she's trying to tell me. Some of them use the street language, and you have to, first off, you have to address the interviewer as sir or ma'am, unless they ask, hey, you can call me Jay or whatever, and that's how it is. And some of these guys get pretty informal, and I understand that I was like that too, but you just have to be professional, and that's it for Dumbo. And you just have to do that. Some potential employers, they want you to dress in the fancy suits and ties, and which I never quite understood. This is another one with orange. But, well, this is light orange. Never mind. Hard to tell the difference in here. Well, yeah, I see the dark orange on the next one, or this type of orange. I need this orange right here. But yeah, it's kind of to the point where that's the kind of thing we have to deal with, and ignore all the background noise today. But some of these kids, that's what they, you know, like, I can come in there and, like I said, they can come in dressed sloppily, but I've had some that will come in there. I've had some guys come in there with their pants sagging and stuff like that, but they'll hand me a resume and it's like, this is pretty impressive. Did you copy this from a resume book? And, you know, you kind of think in the back of their mind until, hello, sir, and they'll shake your hand. It's got a firm handshake. Next thing you know, it's like I'm talking to somebody that's professional. You know? So I don't base anybody off of a suit and tie method. I mean, I've had guys, you know, tattoos and piercings, you know. Hey, if you can develop a piece of software or somebody that I need to do something, I don't care what you look like, as long as you're trustworthy and you do the job, that's all I'm after. You know. Plus, I'd be a hypocrite if I did that. And yeah, I'm not really talking about the build. It's just a mosaic. I can't just talk about the corner tiles anymore and all that stuff. But I know some of you actually like the stories. It's just something to fill in the time. But yeah, it's just, that's how things are today. I think that might be Pocahontas, I don't know. When I do the review on this, I'm going to do this from a noob's point of view. And some people may make fun of me for that, but that's probably how I'm going to tackle the review on these. Like if I were to walk in a store, I don't know anything about it, it just looks cool. That might be Chip or Dale. It's not a Snorlax, but we just got this one done here. Yeah, not too bad. I mean, is this relaxing? You know, I'm just gonna say it. It's relaxing up to a point. If you had a friend, it would be pretty cool, but it's kind of redundant after a while. Okay, we need to get a dark azure. Now, speaking of Disneyland, I remember when I was a kid, went to Disneyland. They're talking 80s, so that's been a long time ago. And I still remember getting up early in the morning. Matter of fact, I couldn't even sleep that night. I remember when I was a kid, my sister and I couldn't sleep that night because we were going to go to Disneyland, you know. And I remember my dad had to work a lot of overtime to get the tickets and stuff for it. But it was real fun. And I still remember some of those family vacations, and kind of wish my family wants to do that now, but they don't want to do it. But I was sitting there just thinking, I remember going on the monorail. I remember going into some haunted house, I think, and that was fun. I wasn't a roller coaster person. I didn't go on any roller coasters, though. And at that time, I don't think the water rides were open. But I still remember doing it with my parents. And boy, my sister and I, we could not. We couldn't sleep that night. In fact, we got up early just to get in the car, and we would pile in the car and we would go down there, and that was fun. Now, today, if somebody tells me they had fun doing something, I'm like, what is that word you speak of? Fun. I have a buddy of mine who kind of bragged that he was up in the mountains, and he kind of wish I would have went, except he lives in a different state than I do. And I'm like, well, it's kind of hard to do that when you run a business, and then when you do have time off, that's when everybody else decides they don't want to do anything. And I don't. his version of camping is in a resort type setting. Like like a cabin where everything's done for you and stuff. Not like where I would just go in and pitch a tent or sleep on the top of the picnic table overnight. And, you know, that's my version of camping, but it's kind of short-lived. And, of course, the gal I like, she doesn't like camping at all. Go figure. But I have a lot of lady friends that love it. Be kind of awkward, though, because they're married and I'm not. Well, let me grab one out of here. See, when you start sorting them out by color, it gets a little easier. That's why you notice I'm kind of slowly pulling them out. But I kind of wish I can get out of town. It's summertime for me. It's not busy. It's busy now, but once everything gets set up, it's not as busy. I just have to get up very early in the morning to beat the heat, because I let everybody out by, once it gets past 95, which it has been, I let them out early. So, okay, you get off work at 2, that's pretty cool. But then you have to go back to work early the next day. So, I remember somebody asked me for a job, and I'm like, sure. But you have to get up early and you have to be on time. Oh man, they did not want to get out of, they don't want to do any of that stuff. Well, why would I want to get up early? Well, if you need a job, you're going to have to. I have to. I own it and I have to. You know, I have to get up early. Oh, I don't want to do that. I like to sleep. Well, I do too, but I enjoy having food in the fridge and an air conditioning in the house running and the lights going on and stuff. And you have to do that. Oh, never mind. I'll find another job. And I'm like, okay. And next thing you know, a couple months later, okay, I'll take the job now. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I already gave that position away. Well, that's kind of mean. I'm like, no, I wasn't going to wait around. I need somebody to fill it out in a week or two. You know, I'm not waiting around for you to get out of bed to fill out the application. You know, you're in school. They taught you never to be late. You're not supposed to be tardy. And yeah, I think that's Chippendale or something. Kind of 3D the way the eyes move around like that. Okay. And we're going to build them all in here. There's going to be 2 of them that doesn't fit in this little thing here. Matter of fact, you're going to have a couple of duplicate colors. So this one here is just plain black with the black hair, I bet. Not sure who she is. Not Goldilocks, obviously. That step was pretty easy. But I know it's just kind of, like I said, you reminisce on some of these things that you do. It's just kind of like, you know, I'm kind of glad those times are over and I don't have to deal with it again. But if somebody really wants that job, they're going to get up early for it. It's like a teenager. Oh, I got to get up early? Yeah, you have to. Oh, I don't think so. Like out here, school starts at 9 o'clock because they want the kids to get more sleep. So what do the kids do? They stay up late and they still can't make it on time. Like, that didn't work. It's discipline. I mean, yeah, I was a teenager. I stayed up late and all that stuff too. But it's like, You're not teaching them anything if you're going to bump the time up. Kids, they're at school at 9, and they get out of school close to 4 o'clock. It's almost a 9 to 5 job at that point. I remember when I was a kid, school started at 8:15 sharp, and I'm just going to stick this on here now. And that was it. It started at 8:15 sharp, and you didn't make it on time, you were tardy, and that was how it was. You do too many tardies, they gave you an absence. Kids today, here's when we were kids, it was easy to do that stuff. Now the phone will call you. They'll have an automated system, so when the instructors compile their list and send them into the office, the attendance slips. If you were tardy or you were absent for a class or late, it was filed in with the office, and they would automatically call your parents. It's almost instant now. There's only one piece for that one. That one's it right there. And then put that right there. That's not too bad. We're going to do the last two here. We're going to build till we run out of these plates right here. Okay. So I think this one here might be, I don't think this is Snow White. Like I said, I don't know my Disney characters, but well, I got that in the wrong spot. But I'm just thankful that I'm out of school and I don't have to do that anymore and all that stuff. And Snow White and the Seven Dwarves. Oh wait, hold on. Did we just do that one? No. Let me take a look here. I think I'm doing something wrong here. We just got done with what's her name. We have two more left. Huh. I skipped one. I'm checking my work here. So I skipped one of these. Okay, we'll get to that now then, I guess. Got a little involved there. I was like, I'm missing one. No, how it is sometimes. But yeah, now, like I said though, I'm in a place where no kid is left behind. There's no consequences. So if they do something wrong or they bomb a class, they just pass them through. And and you go to these little gatherings with other businesses, and you kind of learn that a lot of them don't even hire out of the state anymore. The only time you hire somebody from like California is if they've graduated college, which is, like in my area, very rare. I'm a rare one out here, and not a lot of people even go to college unless they have a grant or something or a scholarship. I couldn't get neither of those. Okay. But I was just, I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to tell you right now, my fingers are getting tired of mosaics. It's not too bad when it's tiles, but when it's little studs or one by one plates, yeah, it's starting to get to me a little bit here. And yeah, when I do the initial review, that's exactly what I'm going to point out. This is going to be a quick review here. I'm not even going to bother bringing out the turntable for this one. This one's going to be real quick. I'm hoping to do an unboxing right now, maybe after this one here. I'm just waiting for the computer to get done with some stuff, and then I'll do that. Well, I'm missing a blue 1x1 plate. I'm making sure I didn't do this one, but I didn't do this one here. And do I have to start pulling parts? I got a 1x2. Some parts are covering others and stuff like that, and maybe it's, oh, I see it. There it is. It's like I want to be a computer program. I want to be an auto mechanic and stuff, and a lot of kids that go in there and think, oh, this is supposed to be just an office job, but do I have to get my hands dirty? I'm like, yeah. Well, I thought it was just going to be a computer program. I'm thinking, yeah, but you're going to have to learn how to fix the computer too. You're not going to call on someone to do it for you all the time. Oh, I thought this was an easy job. And you just kind of sit there and you're thinking, no, it's not going to be easy. You're going to have to do that. Okay. All right, and there she is right there. And then this is extra. We've got one more left to build, and then that's it. This is that goth thing. So, not goth theta. Yeah, one thing I cannot stand though, and I know I rant and stuff in here, but I can't stand when you're watching a YouTube video, or like, especially in the tech field. The repair guys have a lot of knowledge. Only very few of them will watch anymore because they'll start going into building or repairing something. Next thing they'll start going into politics mode and throwing their opinions out on everything. And I'm like, I don't want to hear this. And I'll just abandon the video. And one time I told somebody, I said, can you cut down on the politics? I said, I'm just here for your knowledge and to enjoy the content. Well, if you don't like me talking about my politics and my beliefs, you need to find something else. Well, I had that happen, and I thought, well, that's it. I thought, I'm not telling you what you can and can't do, but he did a lot of ranting, which didn't bother me. You know, the rants didn't bother me, but it was just the politics stuff. And if you don't like it, then leave. And a lot of people were thumbsing up his comments. I was like, okay, and I did just that. And I thought, you know, I did do a brickheads of her Cruella or something, or Maleficent, I can't remember. But I'm just like, but this guy was also knocking other people down too. And I just thought, I'm here to get a little, you know, a little education from you, a little knowledge, and then I have to hear that, and kind of turns me off there. And yeah, listen, one more plate and we are done. So that's it. And that's what we have remaining there. Now I can copy this whole thing. Matter of fact, it almost looks almost identical to what the book does. But we don't care because we can easily just change these out. So that's it. Now, what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to dump all these in the bin right now, if I can find one. Matter of fact, I'm just going to dump it in here because at this point, we're done with it. And when I do the thumbnail, I will leave these out because I'm not going to Photoshop all around all the parts. And no, I don't have a green screen yet. I actually have the green fabric that's just the right color for it. I just have no way to set it up in here. And I'm not going to stick thumbtacks in the walls. All right, what I want to do here is I'm going to make these a little more random. So how do I do that? I'll just take the lid. Just to do that, and there we go. The reason why I did that is so when I do the tour, I can just show how many pieces you have left. You can build the other ones here. Okay, so let's leave this flat. I have no way to hang it up. I may use my stand for this. And that's essentially what it is right there. And if you want to change these out, you can just reach in here and pop it out and swap it out of there. Put one of these in here if you wanted to. And yeah, it looks more like a quilt. And despite of what it is, it wasn't a bad build. Bags 1 through 3 were a breeze. When you get up to here, this is where you wish you had a buddy, because you saw how long it took me to go through all these. But just for this alone here, this is meant just to be a display piece. You got the little picture there. And I'm sure you could probably modify this to stick family photos in there too. And for me personally though, it wasn't bad. It wasn't a bad build. So obviously it's just a display piece. There's nothing to show here. That's what it looks like in the back. It looks like a tic-tac-toe board. So that's pretty much, if I were doing the video review right now, that's it. That's the tour. That's all I'm done with. And then, of course, the remainder parts. Now, let's jump right on into the review here. And we're going to talk about build quality. Nothing fell off. These pieces here can come off. So I'd say the build quality is, for this, is probably above average. Except for these right here, but I haven't really experienced anything falling apart. This seems pretty durable too. I'd say it's above average. Build experience, it's fast at first and then it slows down during the mosaics. But I think this is meant for collaborative building. So if you have a couple of friends that want to help you put this together, it won't take you that long, not as long as I did. And it's pretty much a fun little colorful build. Obviously you can't play with it, so play experience is pretty much lacking here. It's just meant to be hung on a wall. Mock building, you can probably make your own characters and throw them in there. And you can't put it in a city, obviously, so it doesn't have any city value there. No stickers, everything's printed. The eyes are printed, so you don't have to do anything. $60 for what you get. Yeah, it's mostly small pieces. For 1,000, so I'd say that's about right. My score on this, now like I said, this wasn't really a project up my alley, but if I was somebody walking by the store, would I buy this? Probably not, unless you're heavy into Disney. I'm sure this would look good hanging in a child's room. So this is more of a decorative piece. But for me, honestly, though, if I had to give it a score of just compiling everything, now I have to remember this took a little longer because it was just me building. I'd say it's probably a high 9, like a 9.8. But if I were to give it a score at Lego's numbering thing, it'd be a 10. Just for the fact it kept my interest. It wasn't boring or anything like that. It was kind of slow here at the end, but like I said, this is meant to be built with other people. If it was one contiguous build, I would be having problems with it. Like if this is on one base plate, yeah, it would be a problem. It would be very boring. But these were individual, so you could stop and take breaks here and there. You could, do this while you're cooking dinner. Just do a few of these at a time, So yeah, I'd say I'm pretty pleased with this. It's meant to be hung on a wall. It's lightweight. I'm sure you could do it. It's not heavy or anything. Whoa! But as you can see, things are falling down, but nothing broke. So yeah, I think whoever gets this is going to be, happy to have this hanging on a wall. It's got a lot of color to it, so it's very colorful. The colors are attracting me. Yeah, so for $60 for this, it's not bad. You know, if you're into this theme, it looks pretty good. Tell me what you think of this set. To me, you know, as you saw, that the end was kind of, it was long and dragged out, but nonetheless, it was still enjoyable to build.